Greetings everyone. My name is Matthew and I live in South Central Pennsylvania, and I come to you today to tell you a little bit about myself, why I homebrew, and why ultimately I ended up choosing Spike Brewing to supply me with the kettles that you see beside me here today. I started my home brewing journey about 4 years ago. I started like most people do, just using an extract kit and a kettle and an immersion chiller. And although initially the beers that I was making were not fantastic by any means, I was still making beer and having a good time, but I wasn't making a product that I was super proud of at the time. I wasn't bragging to my friends by any means, and I knew that I could do better, and I wanted to do better. And over the years, I accumulated a lot of equipment, and I read a lot of books and watched a lot of YouTube videos, just like you are now. And I eventually took the leap to all grain brewing, which initially I found very intimidating. But for those of you out there, that are trying to decide whether or not to take that leap for yourself, I say go ahead and do it, because there's a lot of information out there, which are great resources, but it can be overwhelming, until you put a lot of this stuff into practice, because once you start doing it, it'll make a lot more sense. At the same time, when I started making all grain batches, I changed, a lot of other procedures in my methodology, like using yeast pitch calculators, aerating my wort, making starters, and building my own water profile. I built a fermentation chamber for my glass carboys, which I still use to this day. And it was right around that time, when I was really making some good beer, that I was more than willing, to share proudly, with my friends and family. That was a really good feeling. And although, I was making a good product, I still wanted to do more, True passion is hardly ever satisfied, and I wanted to take it to the next level, I wanted to brew larger batches of beer for better time management and whatnot. I got 2 kids, and they keep me busy. I wanted better control, and that's why I went over to the HERMS system, so I can do step mashing and my mash outs more effectively. Initially, I started off, just using the igloo coolers, using a gravity fed system for single infusion mashing. So the system here took me a little less than 2 years to piece together, and save all the funds to buy all the components. It was the culmination of a lot of birthday and Christmas gifts, from my friends and family, and cashback rewards, from my Visa. And yeah, she's not perfect, but I'm very proud of her, because the stand is it's my design. It's similar to other ones, that you'll see on the internet. Of course, I had to put my own personal touch on it, because that's just the way I am. And I designed it, and my friend and I welded it together. And it wasn't until that time, until I really started to appreciate the quality welds, that Spike does on their kettles. I'm not a welder by trade, so there was a lot of grinding on the stand and whatnot, but it turned out really nice still. But yeah, it's like I said, it really makes you appreciate the craftsmanship of Spike's kettles. I still have the igloo mash tun here in the center, just because I wanted to make a HERMS system as cheaply as I could, so I ended up using a lot of what I already had, propane burners, which I just bolted on here. Eventually I'd like to go all electric. And then the igloo mash tun, I didn't have the funds, to buy both a HERMS hot liquor tank, the inner coil and everything, and the stainless steel mash tun, so the hot liquor tank is where I get the most benefit, that's the heart and soul of the HERMS system. And yeah, she works really, really well. And I'm very happy with it. The reason why I chose Spike, there are other manufacturers out there that also make good products, but I mean, for me, it really came down, to two words, limitless quality. They're unlimited on the configurations that they can do for you on their kettles and their fermenters if you choose to buy one of those. I haven't yet, just the funds haven't been there, but I mean, they look amazing. I'd like to one day. But you're not limited on buying just what they have, you can put the valves anywhere you want, using just about any type of coupling out there, and they're willing to work with you, in your design and whatnot, provide feedback and whatnot, and I really appreciated that. So, and the materials that they use, are top notch. I could rattle off every feature, that these kettles have and everything, but you can, and I highly encourage that you do go on their website for yourself and read all the features. It would explain everything a lot better than I ever could. So yeah, I love it. It's fun. It keeps me out of trouble. And yeah, in the future, perhaps I'll post a video of me actually using this rig for you guys to see, but it's still too cold outside for me to turn on my outside faucets. There's still snow on the ground here and whatnot, and I don't want my pipes to freeze up, so and maybe at that time, I'll have some other goodies to show you. Maybe it'll be a stainless steel mash tun from Spike, or maybe it'll be a conical fermenter. Who knows? But there's certainly a lot of toys out there to choose from. So anyway, thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, you guys take care of yourself. Cheers.